This video is about vignetting. Vignetting in photography is to darken parts of an image so that it puts more emphasis on the main subject. In Photoshop, what you would do is go to Filter, Lens Correction, click on the Custom tab, and go a little more than halfway down to where you see the vignette slider. Now there's two ways to go with vignetting. You can go to the right, which will lighten parts of the photo, or you can go to the left, which will darken parts of the photo. And by doing vignetting, it's the same as burning, which I'm going to make another video about, but this is a little smoother in the transition, a little more precise. Then not only can you use the vignette slider to do this, you can also bring the midpoint in, which will bring in the edges of the photo from the sides as well as from the corners to darken the subject or darken the areas outside the main subject. So you can play with this and do kind of a spotlight effect, or you can back off and do a little less. It's up to you. But what you don't want to do is overdo it where your subject's getting too dark, especially around the edges, around the hair, and possibly the top of the head. So I'm going to back off just a tiny bit here and make it look a little more natural. When you get it to where you want it to go, you click OK. Now, as you can see, the areas here, including the hand that's cut off and the jacket and the top up here with the sky, which is nice, but it wasn't adding anything to the photo, except it gives it that natural look, which you also get in here. But it's darkened some to allow us to see the model more clearly. Another thing you can do in addition to doing that is go back, even after you've adjusted the photo when you were editing it the first time, and you can play with the levels, play with the midtones or the highlights or the shadows to try and bring out a beautiful color and subtle contrast, whatever works best. After you vignette the photo, you just do File, Save As. Now we're assuming that you'd already edited this photo the normal way, and then you add the vignetting later. Now this photo was called 85mm unedited. Now I'm going to save it as a JPEG, and I'm going to call it 85mm edited. I'm not giving you a specific assignment yet where you're going to vignette parts of an image. You will be given one later on, especially the people in my Photoshop class. But this is something that you can use on your photos now to enhance them. And if you go look at professional photos on the internet, especially portraits, you will see that a great deal of the photos have been vignetted or burned on the edges far greater than you would see photos that are just even lighting all the way to the outside. This is very commonly used in professional photography. Some people use it in more extreme ways, others more subtle, depends upon the subject.